Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat. I have just walked into the craft room and gone, because, oh my god, it's a mess. I know it's partly because quite a few bits of extra stuff got dumped in here in the last 24 hours because we had friends around. Both my daughter had friends around, we had friends around, so there was a bit of mad tidying and cleaning going on yesterday. I did not participate. No, I was busy with my parents and dealing with various things that they were going through, and was delighted to come home to find I thought I'd still got loads of work to do to then get the house ready, and I came home to a really tidy house and it was lovely, so nice. So I did not do most of the cleaning and tidying. However, that does mean that I was not on guard duty to stop things being dumped in my room that don't belong here. Anyway, I've taken a couple of bits out already, and I thought, you know what, why not have a little crafty chat and a tidy up? So I'm going to stick this into the usual tripod at the end of the room. You can watch me tidy up whilst I have a little chat. And this is going to be my final video, probably, for the year, because it'll probably go up tomorrow, which is New Year's Eve. So, yeah, I'll have a little bit of a meander through what's happened over the last year. I think we'll do a little bit of a things that I enjoyed doing, things that went on, etc. And that's what I'll do as kind of a voiceover, because that's fun. I'll just sit there with a cup of tea and do a voiceover. That'll be my reward for doing the tidying. I'll do a quick show you of how disaster or not disaster you might think it is, my room is. So in terms of desk, I'm halfway through, as people will know if you've seen my previous videos, some using up of the magazine kit. So there's tiny scrap bits here. There's bits of cardstock, just bits and pieces that just need tidying. The main disaster is this. I'll come back to that in a minute. That bit's clear, not too bad. Over here is the remainder of the pattern papered stuff from that magazine kit. Then I've got a pile of disaster zone. So bits and pieces that I pulled out for using on those previous card products. Almost full bin sack. Yeah. This is not horrific if we look at that bit. That's kind of how it's meant to look. I had to stand up. Standing up to see the total disaster zone. Yeah, it looks like a massive avalanche has happened off the shelves. This basket obviously normally doesn't live here. It normally lives in the window space, but at the moment there's a Christmas tree there. So this sort of does temporarily get in the way, but it's actually pulled out at an angle. I don't know if you can tell that on the video, because I needed to get something in the shelves behind it. So that needs sorting out. Then there's sort of like random extra stuff that's been dumped here. Yeah. My work desk isn't horrific, mainly because I'm not working this week. But for some reason I now have a smoke alarm on it. Yeah, don't know. There's my gorgeous Christmas tree. I now have yoga mats in this room. Who knew? Oh no, that does belong in here. This is some cards I've already packaged up to take to the charity shop. I then seem to have a lot of spare pillows. These cushions have normally sit on the sofa downstairs, but with yellow kind of things on them, and at the moment the Christmas cushions are there. So the yellow covers have all been washed, but these are the inserts. They were all shoved in a cupboard, but yeah. Over here is a dress that I need to pop onto Vinted. I bought it off Vinted. It doesn't suit me. I'll just pop it back on Vinted. And if not, it can go to the charity shop. There is the pile of cards that I made a couple of days ago, which have been the last videos. They need sorting. And then, yep, don't know what those bags are, but they don't belong here either. But coming back to this basket is just meant to have things that I want to work on. It's now so ridiculously overflowing. Nothing fits in it. So that definitely needs sorting. So we've probably seen worse in this room before. I think some of the surface areas will get tidied fairly quickly. I think we are not going to get to the point where we've got rid of out of this room all things that don't belong in this room, because I think they're in here because nobody knows where else to put them. And I'm not sure I've got the energy to do that thinking and coming up with an answer to it. So some of them might just end up piled on the sofa, just left here for the moment. But we'll have a good go. So, enough waffle. Let's get on. And future me will come and chat to you. So, future Catherine has just finished. She's treated herself to a little bit of cheese and crackers, a smoothie for health, and is now drinking a cup of coffee. So, the tidying up didn't take too long. I think it was about 25-30 minutes in total. So you're not on here for 25-30 minutes. Obviously, I've speeded this up a little bit. But I thought I'd just have a little chat because it's the end of the year, have a little bit of a roundup. How has this year gone, crafting-wise? What have I really enjoyed? What not so much enjoyed, etc. So, shall we start with the positives? First of all, people who watch my videos are just the loveliest. I love the comments, I love interacting with you, all the likes, just helps me sort of keep going. So I suppose here's a quick plea, please do like, subscribe, etc. Throughout the year, I didn't gain as many subscribers as I have done in a previous year, but weirdly, it sort of spiked at the end of November rather than in Christmas in July, which it normally does. So yeah, pop the little analytics chart on there. I'm an analyst by job, so those sorts of things are important to me. But that kind of shows that throughout the year I gain 1 or 2 subscribers most weeks, and it's lovely. And then I just suddenly get weird spikes. I've worked it out, and it's because of my most watched video. And my most watched video is the roundup from the 30-day Christmas card making challenge. So funnily enough, that's where quite a few of you subscribers have come from. So I want to thank everybody who has subscribed so far, who enjoys watching my video, who leaves me comments, likes, engages with the content. And I suppose it's for me to just say a massive thank you. I really appreciate it. It inspires me to keep creating and sharing with you. I'm not here to be a big YouTube channel and to have, you know, an income from it. That's not it. I have a full-time job, that's fine. But it does inspire me to keep going if people do engage with what I'm making. And leave me a comment, leave me answers to the questions that I might occasionally pose during the voiceovers, etc. So that's where I wanted to start with, is a big thank you, share a little bit of what's been going on in terms of the channel. So I'm going to run you through what I think are my key achievements this year, the things that I've really enjoyed doing. I love doing Christmas in July again. It is hard work to put out a video every day, especially when it's not like this is my full-time job. It is hard work to do that. I did really enjoy doing it. I know you guys really love it. And so I love doing that and will absolutely be doing that again for 2026. I also really then enjoyed almost repeating the experience, but with slightly different focus, because I didn't have to come up with the ideas myself, was doing Martin's 30-day Christmas card making challenge. So my 2 big things are obviously Christmas making. Really enjoyed doing them. I've enjoyed doing using up the card magazine products. Admittedly, I'm really frustrated. I've not managed to finish it before the end of the year and have packed it up now. You'll have seen that in the footage. And I have just popped it on the shelf. I don't think I'm going to revisit it in the next couple of days. Well, today or tomorrow. It is not going to happen. There is not going to be another video on that this year. But there will be in the future. I will finish that off. I will make a bid to do that. But I really want to start on the next card making magazine, and that's going to be the indigo blue one. So that one has gone back into this basket of things I want to do in the near future, along with all of the scraps. So I, as I say, have really enjoyed doing the magazine, but you know me, I get a bit bored if I'm using the same colours or the same products all the time. Let's ignore the fact that I use the same product multiple times and still slightly obsessed with it for the Alex Siberia dies. They have gone back in the basket to be used, but that's partly because I've already got some pieces die cut and I want to start using them. What
what else have I really enjoyed this year? Well, it's not always been over here on the channel, although there have been quite a few of them, is doing scrapbooking every week or having a scrapbooking project every week. I've really enjoyed doing that this year. Sometimes they've only been on my blog because I've not necessarily done them on video. And similarly, keeping a consistent thing of doing the Festive Fridays. Again, always over on my blog, not always on the channel here, but you'll have seen a fair few Festive Fridays. But that consistency of always having a scrapbooking project every week, always having a Christmas project every week, I have enjoyed doing that. And the final one is my Make It Masculine. I don't like making masculine cards, and turns out I do quite like making masculine cards, or at least I have enjoyed doing them for the channel and sharing them with you guys.
So now I'm in a tidy room. I've just done my voiceover, so I know that that's all done. I just wanted to come on and just say a little bit about 2026. I know I've already shared a little bit of the ideas that I've got, so I just wanted to confirm what we've got. So I've got a little list up on my little notice board so I can remember what it is I'm doing. So I am going to continue with Make It Masculine. I'd asked that question and people seem to want me to do it. People both on my blog and on here. So I'm going to keep with Make It Masculine. So there will be a masculine themed project every month. That's the plan. I am absolutely revisiting Christmas in July. That's happening again. But I need to make sure that I have got the time and the energy, and I have prepped in advance, because that's where the key is. Got interrupted, sorry. I will be continuing with the magazine to finish it off. I don't know when I'll revisit that, but it's there on the shelf ready to go. But I will absolutely be starting a new magazine series using the indigo blue one, and I'm really excited to start digging into that, which is why I was like kind of desperately trying to finish the other one off before New Year. But yeah, December has been crazy for many reasons, so it just didn't happen, even though it was on my plan. Just never happened until the last couple of days, and then it was far too much to do in a couple of days. So that will absolutely be happening. Somebody had suggested I maybe did some technique based videos. Now I have got a couple. I think they're in the there is a playlist called Technique Time. It's more about me exploring different kind of mediums and stuff like that. So I'm not entirely sure how I'll keep adding to that, but I think that's the intention, is I will do, because somebody's asked, so I might as well. But I could do with a little bit more of a steer as to what kind of techniques people want me to share. There are so many talented people out there on YouTube, and I am thinking primarily of someone like Jennifer Maguire, who does technique-based videos primarily. So she will take a technique and run with it for a whole video and do multiple different things. Like this morning, whilst I was having some breakfast, I sat downstairs and watched some YouTube, and I watched a Jennifer Maguire video. I've seen that video multiple times. It's not like a new one. It was an old one, maybe 2 years ago, about using vellum. And she did so many amazing cards using vellum. So I'm thinking that I could absolutely do technique-based videos, and I have, as I said, shared other ones before, but I kind of need an idea on what techniques you want me to share, because I'm not as confident that I'm the best teacher in a video format. I've done classes with people before, and I have taught people how to do stuff, so I'm not saying I can't teach. I'm not the best teacher, but I'm also doing it as a video. Makes me a little bit nervous, but things that make us nervous are not things that we shouldn't try. So I am very much in the mindset of, just because it makes me nervous doesn't mean I can't try it and have a go. But I also kind of need to know, what techniques do you want to learn? So this is the point where you absolutely need to give me comments. Please, 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 please. If you've got to this point in the video, you're clearly invested. Please give me some ideas. What techniques, what would you like me to share that I do? And you go, I wonder how she does that. And I never explain it, because to me, it's just something I've done. Please do comment. So hopefully some more technique time videos, but as to what they are, not yet got there in terms of my planning head. That is something I need to do. I need to properly do some planning. Okay, I am absolutely going to continue on my blog every week of doing a scrapbooking project. Some of those will be videos, some of them won't be videos, because I tend to do a lot of scrapbooking at a crop. I don't video there. I'm too busy yabbing, to be perfectly honest. So I will absolutely continue to do the layout shares. I have filmed, I actually filmed it about 2 weeks ago, my layout shares for November, December, because I knew I wasn't going to get any more scrapbooking done. It was like just before Christmas. So I have done that, so that's ready to be edited and voice-overed and stuff. Oh no, not voiceover, don't need a voiceover, it's me talking, isn't it? But I will continue to do layout shares, even if I don't always put the scrapbooking projects as videos. So that will continue over here. I will continue to do a weekly festive Friday over on my blog. Some of those might be videos, some of them might not. Oh, just going back to Christmas in July, the Facebook group for Christmas in July is still running. There's only a few of us. There's not like hundreds of people in there, but we're a lovely little gang. And I'll set a monthly prompt on there, so there will be a monthly prompt for the Christmas in July, crossed out, whatever month it is. And for those that want to know a little sneaky peek, January's is a snowman. I think it's a snowman. I'm now going to have to double check. Let me check. I checked, and it's, do you want to build a snowman? As you can tell, not done that project. I need to add it to my to-do list. Planning, definitely need to do more planning. That's what needs to happen. But yeah, so that was the Christmas in July. Sorry, even though I'd written myself a list, I've still missed stuff off it. I think the final thing I'm going to tell you is definitely going to happen, and it will definitely happen for January on my YouTube channel. Whether it'll happen for every month, I don't know. Is I always on the first of the month on my blog do a pattern paper, and I have like a theme for the year. Last year I used a load of Making Cards magazines papers that I've had for donkey's years, and I just pouched them up and created like, right, I'm going to do this with either digital images or whatever. So I've always done a pattern paper the first of the month. It was because I used to be part of a blog challenge where I used to do that. I just carried it on because I thought it was a good idea to sort of like routinely make sure you use pattern paper. Now I use pattern paper a lot anyway, but I have a lot of it, so I'm going to continue doing that. But this year I thought I'd do it as my theme would be to do the Kendra's card challenges. I love doing Kendra's card challenges. And I thought, why don't I combine the two? I've already done January's. That's why I know it's going to be a YouTube, because it's actually 3 videos that I've already filmed. I did them before I went and attempted to start using up the magazine. So I have done January's. I have done a little bit of prep. So people who were eagle-eyed might have spotted this particular pouch going into my things to be made up. And that's because a few weeks ago, maybe about 2 months ago actually, I started just picking papers to go together and put them into 6x6 squares, and I've put them into a pouch. So I've realised that one doesn't look very exciting, does it? It's because it's on that side. This one hasn't even got a pouch. This one has got papers, but you can probably already see a little bit. There's been some colouring in. So I am I'm definitely going to have that on for January. So because Kendra's card challenges, she doesn't release the templates till the 1st of the quarter. So it doesn't come out to the 1st of January. For the January one, I've used KCC 20. February, my plan is to use KCC 21 for February, March and April's. So there'll be 3 different sets done. Whether they're all videos, I don't want to make that promise. I'll try, but I don't want to make the promise. But that I know is going to happen for January because I've already filmed it. It's the only videos I've filmed for January. And I'm now in my stomach just did a little flip as I went, Catherine, you've only got 2 days before January starts and you've only got 3 videos. I like to have videos prepped ahead of time where possible, so that I feel like I've got content coming out regularly and you don't all forget about me. So I do like to have things in advance in case something happens that means I just have 0 time. And that's usually work gets horrifically busy, something goes on with my mum and dad that means that they're just using a little bit more of my time, or they might need my help or whatever a little bit more, and that takes me away from the crafting bit, or I get poorly, you know, or there's something goes on like that kind of stuff. So I do like to have a little bit more in advance, and this is where December being a nightmare in terms of planning and time and energy levels and all the rest of it means I've just got a little bit behind on where I'd like to be. So, you know, what I need to do then is stop this video and maybe create something. Would that be a good idea, Catherine Johnson? Yes, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Okay. I want to say once again, massive thank you, especially if you got to the end of this video, because it's probably quite a long video now. I'm conscious, you know, even fast forwarding, there was still quite a lot of footage of me tidying and cleaning. But I hope you've enjoyed that. It's been lovely to have a little crafty chat. I'd love to know what you thought were good projects from the last year. I mean, I have one in my head that is my favourite thing that I think... It's not that it's my favourite card I've ever made, but you know when you just like, I just was so delighted with how it came out. And so Editing Catherine will hopefully have popped that on the screen now. And I'm wondering, is that one of your favourites too? But yeah, it's fairly recent. It was in the 30 days of card making. I just love that card. Just love that card. More for how it came out was just better than I was expecting it to come out, and it was great. Anyway, I did say I was going to finish. I'm going to stop waffling. Thank you very much. If you've got all the way to the end and you're not subscribed to What on Earth, you need to press that subscribe button, because if you've listened to me waffle, you need to press the subscribe button because you're clearly interested in seeing me again, and hearing from me again. As I say, there are some videos to come. Hit the notification bell though, because I cannot guarantee regularity of posting. I have intentions, but it doesn't always work out. So hit the notification button. There's been many questions I've asked you throughout this. I'm hoping that you've paused, you've left a comment. And if not, please do, especially on that technique stuff and what you thought my best projects from the year were. And that's all I'm going to say. Happy New Year to everybody who goes out and celebrates, or stays in and celebrates, or just goes, yeah, there's another day gone. That's what I do. I'm not a New Year person. But yeah, so Happy New Year to everybody. My next video will be up for you tomorrow on New Year's Day, which will be the pattern paper one. And that's all I'm going to say now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Happy New Year and bye-bye.